So the really hyped Apple WWDC 2022 event is done, and we had a lot of launches like iOS 16, iPadOS 16, new MacBooks, Apple M2 was announced, and we have iOS 16 right here on the iPhone 12. Now this is the developer version. You will get the beta version starting July and the stable version somewhere around October to November. So 7 important things you need to know about the Apple event in 7 minutes. So the first major upgrade was iOS 16, and I heard 2 words loud and clear: personalization and customization. So Apple will now let you customize your entire lock screen. In fact, see here, we have iOS 16 on this iPhone 12. So you can now select a portrait photo like this Manu's photo, and you can set it as lock screen wallpaper. Plus, since this is a portrait photo, the subject and the background are separate, so you can see the watch goes behind Manu or the subject. And you can change the font style and color of the font. And not just that, finally, you can have battery percentage on the lock screen. Like, whoa, what year is this?
It's 2022.
And iOS 16 will only be available up until iPhone 8 series. Here's the entire list. So the iPhone 6, iPhone 7 and the first series iPhone SE is left out. But my favorite feature of iOS 16 is active widgets. Now this is something which even Android doesn't provide. So coming iOS 16, you can place widgets on the lock screen. Like see here, I can just select and add widgets on the lock screen. And the Apple presentation, you see the Uber widget on the lock screen, which gets updated as your ride goes. Also, this scorecard over here. Imagine the IPL scorecard automatically updating on your lock screen, like you're watching RCB playing the semifinals and the scores are updating. And see, the biggest thing in iOS 16 has been lock screen notifications. And see, this is iOS 15. The entire notification cover the lock screen, whereas in iOS 16, see, it's all nearby at the bottom. Also, you can now edit and undo messages in iMessage. However, as per the Apple side, the time limit is only 15 minutes. Post 15 minutes, you won't be able to edit or undo the message. Now, the next biggest announcement was Apple M2. Now, MacBook Air M1, if you guys remember, was a game-changing laptop. Now, Apple M2 seems like a minor update to the M1 chip. Now, you'd be like, Prateek, just tell me the difference between M1 and M2. Is it worth the upgrade? Well, now you get an 8-core CPU and 10-core GPU. Do note that the base 256GB variant of MacBook Air M2 only has an 8-core GPU. Now, in simple words, MacBook M2 gives you 18% better CPU performance over M1 and 25% better GPU performance over M1. Now, here's the thing. Apple MacBook Air M2 in India starts at 1,19,000. You get 4 different colors. Hold on, I legit wrote the name, hang on. Silver, Space Gray, Gorgeous Starlight and Gorgeous Midnight. And they did it. You get a notch on MacBook Air M2. And funny thing, there's also Apple MacBook Pro M2 13-inch with the same M2 chip, a touch bar and a fan. And that doesn't have a notch. Now, the deal is MacBook Air M1 still sells on Flipkart at roughly 90,000. And on Amazon and Apple website, the price has suddenly jumped to 1 lakh rupees. Oh, but don't worry, we are doing an awesome Apple giveaway on Twitter, and currently the iPhone 13 is unlocked, but we really want to give the MacBook Air M1 to one of you guys. It's a productive device and will do good for someone. So only 5,000 followers to go. Let's go. First link in the description. You only have to follow us on Twitter. Now, a meh update was Apple watchOS 9. Apple Watch finally has sleep stages. So now you can see your sleep divided between REM, deep sleep and 4 stages of sleep. But a really good addition to the watchOS is medicine reminders. Now you can scan your medicines, add the day and date, and your Apple Watch will remind you when to take the medicine and keep a log of it. Now, the major stress in the entire event was Stage Manager. Stage Manager is part of new macOS update, macOS Ventura. Now, Stage Manager lets you switch between different opened softwares or applications. You can even group open tabs into a group, so you can just click and switch between the open tabs. The Stage Manager helps you manage open windows and applications better. Now, macOS Ventura also has some better features like passkeys that let you sign into your website using the Touch ID or just the Face ID on your iPhone. Now, iPads from the 5th generation will be getting iPadOS 16. So, Stage Manager will work the same way on iPad as it works on the MacBook. But to be honest, first impressions, I'm a bit confused about Stage Manager. Also, iPads get a couple of more features, like now File Manager will let you rename files, change extension of files. There's also a collaborate feature which will let you share Safari tabs while you're doing FaceTime or in iMessage. And all of this, but still no calculator app for iPad. Maybe iPadOS 20, maybe. Now, the number one feature which made me crazy was Deskview. So now wirelessly, you can use an iPhone as a webcam for your MacBook. You also don't even have to turn on the screen of the iPhone. It's all wirelessly using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And it also lets you use the ultra wide angle camera as desk cam. So multi-camera setup just using an iPhone. I personally want to try out this feature because it was very interesting. Also, another continuity feature was FaceTime switch. As soon as you move closer to your MacBook while you are on a FaceTime call, you can use your MacBook to continue the FaceTime call from your iPhone. Typical Apple ecosystem things, just like magic. So that was the entire event. Of course, we left out a bit of things like Apple CarPlay, Apple Wallet, because these are not relevant to the Indian context. Now, let us know what more videos you would like to see on Apple iOS 16, macOS Ventura, and what do you think about iOS 16, how good it is compared to Android and all of that. And on that note, this is Vidik signing off. See you in the next video.